The Lorentz factor, the speed at which light waves propagate in vacuum, is independent both of the motion of the wave source and of the inertial frame of reference of the observer. Special relativity has many counterintuitive and experimentally verified implications. These include the equivalence of mass and energy, E equals mc2, length contraction, moving objects shorten, and time dilation, moving clocks run more slowly. The factor superscript 3 by which lengths contract and times dilate is known as the Lorentz factor and is given by superscript 3 equals 1v2/c2 where v is the speed of the object. The difference of superscript 3 from 1 is negligible for speeds much slower than c, such as most everyday speeds, in which case special relativity is closely approximated by Galilean relativity, but it increases at relativistic speeds and diverges to infinity as v approaches c. Wikipedia: the speed of light is the speed of mind, and it controls the speed of matter. The speed of mind belongs to the frequency domain, and the speed of matter to the spacetime domain. There could be no speed of matter without the speed of mind. The converse is not the case. Mind is the primary reality, and matter the derived reality. The mental singularity is the axial region, and the interaxial region, the region between the axes, is the domain of space and time. The Big Bang is simply a process whereby the axial region populates the interaxial region via the wave property of phase. It really is that simple. That's how mind creates matter. Technically speaking, the axial region maintains a strict orthogonal relation between sine and cosine waves. Pure sine and cosine waves are always at right angles at exactly 90 degrees to each other. In the interaxial region, this orthogonality is replaced by non-orthogonality, by phase differences between sine and cosine waves that are different from 90 degrees. This is the mathematical deviation that produces space, time and matter. There is no other cause for space, time and matter. They could not exist without non-orthogonal phase. A strictly orthogonal universe would be a permanently mental universe, with zero trace of matter. However, the very fact of combining sines and cosines produces non-orthogonal phase, and thus matter. What could be a simpler explanation of the mind-matter universe? What could be more in accord with Occam's razor? Has anyone else got anywhere near our impeccable, elegant, simple solution? Nature is always beautifully simple. It doesn't do anything bizarre and random. Space derives from real number frequencies, and time from imaginary number frequencies. In the axial region, the mental singularity, real and imaginary numbers are always perfectly separate. In the interaxial region, they combine, thus forming complex numbers. Spacetime is a complex numbered environment, while the mental domain of frequency is made of independent real and imaginary numbers. That's the whole difference between mind and matter right there. It's purely a result of the properties of numbers. It has nothing to do with physics. Scientists are totally deluded about what is going on because they are empiricists and not rationalists. Hence they reject rational, logical, exclusively mathematical solutions. Scientists posit a false reality based on real numbers alone, since only these are compatible with science's ideology of empiricism and materialism. That's why science rejects mind, and why it fails to understand spacetime. You need real numbers and independent imaginary numbers for mind. For matter, you need numbers that are dependent on both real numbers and imaginary numbers, i.e. complex numbers. All of the fallacies with which science is now riddled, all of its absurd misinterpretations of reality, especially as regards quantum mechanics and relativity theory, derive from its failure to use numbers properly, from its insistence on real numbers, and its denial of the ontology of imaginary and complex numbers. Science uses imaginary and complex numbers all of the time during its calculations, but it is demanded by science that no imaginary and complex numbered solutions ever survive to the final cut. All of the outputs of scientific formulae are positive real numbers. All other numbers are banned and have to be abolished by whatever means. All of the lies that science peddles derive from this wholly invalid, bogus, fallacious procedure of eliminating all numbers bar real numbers.